മഹാഭാരതവും ഭഗവത്ഗീതയും ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടാവാൻ കാരണം കുലവധുവായ ദ്രൗപദിയെ രാജസദസ്സിൽ വെച്ച് വസ്ത്രാക്ഷേപം ചെയ്തതിന് പകരം ചോദിക്കാൻ അർജുനനെ ശ്രീകൃഷ്ണൻ ഉപദേഷ്ണുവാക്കുകയാണ്. ഇന്നിപ്പോൾ എത്രയെത്ര പെൺകുട്ടികളാണോ ഭർതൃഗൃഹത്തിൽ വെച്ച് മരിക്കുന്നത്, കൊല ചെയ്യപ്പെടുകയോ എന്തൊക്കെയോ. വളരെ സ്നേഹത്തോടെ വാത്സല്യത്തോടെ കൈ വളരുന്നോ കാൽ വളരുന്നോ എന്ന് നോക്കി സന്തോഷിച്ച് അമ്മയും അച്ഛനും സഹോദരങ്ങളും വളർത്തിയ പെൺകുട്ടി ആണും പെണ്ണും കെട്ടവൻ്റെ വീട്ടിൽ പോയി അവന് കല്യാണം കഴിച്ചു കൊടുത്തതിന് ശേഷം ഭർതൃഗൃഹത്തിൽ വെറുമൊരു പുഴുവായി മാറുന്നു. അതിനെതിരെ ശക്തമായ നിയമം കൊണ്ടുവരണം. ഭർതൃഗൃഹത്തിലെ മുഴുവൻ ആൾക്കാരെയും ചോദ്യം ചെയ്യുകയും കഠിന ശിക്ഷ കൊടുക്കുകയും വേണം. ഇത് ഭഗവത്ഗീതയുടെ ആമുഖമായി ഞാൻ പറയുകയാണ്. Thus we can continue onwards tomorrow's work. As a result, it is better to believe that the stars and planets are being delivered by a giant mother or mothers in the pregnancy, in which the pregnancy are being formed from the nature itself. Others are the creation of a heavy blast. The water may be created by the after effect of the joining of the hypertension of oxidization and the hydroproduction of the slightest amoebas or virus by breathing, odoring, eructating, or by the evaporation from the body of the tiny strength of such unseen living matters, so minuter than the neutrons. But the question still remains, where did these bacteria, amoebas, or virus come from? Or, all right, where did the gigantic solid matter come from? Or for such a big bang to create or make form of the stars, solar system, or a belt of thick materials or such asteroids, which create a safety chain or a wall to the solar system? All this may be created after the blastering of the sun. But where did this sun come from? If the sun is a great unique of many liquid of boiling materials, then the bursting can be happened. Perhaps the sun and all other planets may be formed in such a conditions. So, some scientists do say so. Still the question may be arised, where did these splendid of dust come from? The grand question in this case is not impossible. The space was full of dust. Then comes a strong dense forest or a tornado, which could have arisen and worked for a long time. All the dust formed into the stars and planets. Perhaps only the stars might have arisen. The planets took birth after the bursting of these stars. Even though all these seem as a daydream of a fool, the question comes into the mind of the same food, where does the dust come from? Was the space full of dust? Won't it be as if the thick water staying in the space? Where did the wind come from? Don't the matters showed by the scientists as science, can the dust travel here and there if they were stored in many centers? Such as these opinions are far behind than the concentration of believers, as all are created in by a great Lord who has had arranged nature for reproduction and spoiling of all the seen or unseen world, as to go on unanimously giving and taking in with each other for the sake of the world, until the authority of this universe think to rearrange the lot. Reproduction of anything in several ways are previously arranged by the Creator, as all are the beads which are stringed in a twine or in the web together to go on with mutuality, not only among the creatures, including men, but all the matters in the universe. Here, the twine or the web is acting as the nature or the hands of the great Lord. Here, one thing is to be strictly noticed: when the planets or stars dropped out, even though there is this center of gravity, if they were are in the mode of paste. Moreover, there must have super cements to be sticked out as the planets. If there were a lot of sands in the nature, yet the blast or a dried weather cannot create the strong, indissolvable things. It must have broken into many pieces, even if the stars and planets were created with dust and paste. In the same way, it must have dissolved if it were soluble or stickable.